Welcome back to the channel. A few weeks ago I covered a video saying the transmog features are basically becoming cash grabs. And the original idea of the video was to talk about Destiny 2's transmog system because it felt as though they were trying to push players into making purchases. Ever since that transmog feature has released, it's becoming more and more clear that that is exactly what they are trying to achieve. And this is also nothing to do with the game being free to play, because they release fully paid expansions. Whether they are 1 a year or 25 a year, doesn't matter. They have other ways of making revenue. They didn't actually need to do this. But we've got an article here that we're going to take a look at. And again, I'm using my lovely little new highlighting feature. And this article is headlined, Destiny 2's new transmog system takes 25 hours to make a single outfit. So starting here is worse than players expected. Then if we scroll down, players are already furious about Season of the Splicer's transmog system. The system turned out to be an incredible grind. Destiny 2's transmog system, called Armor Synthesis in-game, has 3 different synth materials, strand, cord and weave. Players spend all 150 synth strand on bounties from Ada 1. The Armor Synthesis vendor. The bounty gives players a random objective, themed after the player's choice of strikes, crucible, gambit, destinations or raids. When players complete the objective and turn in the bounty, they will get 100 synth cord. So basically there are 3 different materials you need to get. You need to get the strands, you need 150 of them. Once you obtain 150, you hand them in, you get a quest, that will give you 100 cord. Then you convert that 100 cord into a weave, and then you can transmog a piece of gear. So scrolling further down, Guardians then need to go back to Ada 1, turn that 100 cord into weave, which is color coded based on the class that players use when turning in the cord. Players then use this weave to unlock their favourite armor looks. Guardians can only acquire 10 weave per class each season, but Bungie is giving players extra during Season of the Splicer's tutorial missions. So yay, thank you Bungie for giving players extra. No, because that's literally during the tutorial missions of Season of the Splicer. Scrolling further down, the limit of only 10 weave a season was the primary cause for frustration in the first place. Bungie allows players to pay real money to bypass all of it and purchase an unlimited amount of weave. So basically, you're limited to 10 per class per season unless you spend real money. But after Bungie officially launched Season of the Splicer on Tuesday, players found that the grind is far worse than anyone expected. After some testing, players found that Synth Strand has a timer on it, so the very first material has a timer. Players will get 1 strand every 2 minutes of combat time. That means no AFKing on a planet or in the tower or anything. You can't rack it up overnight. You have to be active and killing. It has nothing to do with player efficiency. The people that wrote this article killed an enemy to get some strand, AFK'd in the Trustland church for exactly 2 minutes, and they killed another enemy when the timer went off. That second enemy dropped a strand, 2 minutes apart exactly, both times, confirming that players are not rewarded for killing more enemies. Active players will receive 30 strand an hour, which will give them enough to buy a bounty every 5 hours. The bounties themselves can have some lengthy objectives. It will take Guardians 25 hours to complete a fully transmogged outfit, including helmet, arms, chest, legs and class item. If players want to complete 2 outfits or the 10 items they're allowed per season, and it also says the seasonal max per class, that will take 50 hours. And players who want to transmog all 30 items in a season, 10 for each of their 3 characters, will need to grind for 150 hours. That doesn't take into account the extra time for completing the bounty. Whilst you are doing the bounty, if it involves killing, then every 2 minutes you'll get strand. So essentially, there's a little bit of time to basically become an estimate sort of thing. And that's why this is just the basis. It's going to take you 150 hours per season, which is the equivalent of 6.25 days. So 6 days, 6 hours. And that is every season you have to put that grind in. And that's not just your general playtime. That's in-game actively playing playtime. I saw a video from Yong Ye about this exact same thing, so what I'll do is actually link his video in the description. He saw, I think it was on Reddit, he saw that someone is in the top 3% in the world for time played on this game, and they average around 500 hours per year. Every season is 3 months. So you get 4 seasons per year, and if each season is going to take you 150 hours to do all of your characters and stuff, that's 600 hours per year. Yes, that might be achievable for players, but as stated, someone in the top 3% for time spent on the game, because you need to remember it's active playtime, it's not just time on the game. There is only 3% of players, or maybe even less than 3% of the players for Destiny 2 over the course of the last 4 years that are able to put that amount of time in, or have put that amount of time in. So this is absolutely ridiculous. And then it says here, just to finish up the article, other games like Diablo 3 have a completely free transmog system, so does Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Players pick up an item, it instantly goes into their transmog collection. That's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it should work in every game that has a transmog system. It's even completely free in The Division 2. Destiny is technically a free-to-play game, but after Bungie removed much of the game's content last year for the Destiny Content Vault, there isn't much to do for players who don't own the new season or a single expansion. Bungie's new transmog system seems angled to make money in the store first and foremost. With an extreme grind and a resource limit, fashion-focused Guardians are heavily encouraged to purchase additional weave. To do much of anything in Destiny 2 in 2021, players need to own an expansion or season. Worse, Bungie is treating its season and expansion owning players identically to its free players. Players have been asking Bungie for some ability to craft their Guardians look since the original Destiny, but just after a few days of launch, Destiny 2's first transmog system is an unmitigated disaster. It's currently unclear if the studio will correct the system in the future. Right now, the frustration over the armor synthesis system has dominated most of the conversation around Destiny 2's otherwise exciting new season. I've not personally heard anything bad about the season, not heard too much at all, but I've not heard much bad besides what I've heard about this transmog system. I knew from the get-go, as soon as I made that video 3 weeks ago, I knew this was going to be bad, but I didn't actually have any idea how bad it was going to be. And to find out that you have to put in 150 hours of active playtime, and that's every 3 months in order to have the transmog, reach the cap of how much you can transmog without spending money, and then to find out that someone in the top 3% of players in the world for most time played is only doing around 500 hours a year, that's a little bit insane. So that means if everything sticks to its statistics, there is 97% of people that play Destiny 2 that will not reach the caps. And if players realise that, I don't know, say you're halfway through the season and you're not getting as much of the weave as you want, your grind isn't validating getting all of the stuff you want, then you can just go and spend money. That's exactly how Bungie have set this out. You either put in the 150 hours every 3 months, or you just spend money and also remove your cap. It seems very much like a cash grab, as I said in my initial video 3 weeks ago about this transmog system, and I actually don't think Bungie will change much at all, if anything, to do with this. But we're going to have to see. I will come back and make a video if they do change anything, and I'll let you guys know exactly what's up with it. But that's going to do it for this one. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.